afternoon, Scott Campbell Dodge. How can I help you?
It's Kent Fleming actually calling from Lloydminster, Alberta and Saskatchewan. I was just reading on the Biktrix website that you guys have a bunch of bikes down at your dealership here, and I couldn't believe it. You're only an hour away from me. Is there somebody that can tell me more about them?
Absolutely. I know exactly who you need to talk to. I'll put you through to his desk.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Trent speaking.
Hey, Trent, it's Kent.
Hey, Kent, how are you doing?
Good. Our names kind of rhyme there.
Yeah, well, maybe we shouldn't forget each other's name then.
Hey, listen, Trent, I was just looking on the website, and I was on this Biktrix from Saskatoon, and I was interested in a lot of their bikes. I'm looking for something. I've kind of narrowed it down. I kind of want a bike that has a slide through and has a mid-drive in it, and I was kind of looking at a Stunner X with the big tires.
Like, what type of riding do you do, Kent?
Well, I got to pull my son. That's why I wanted the mid-drive motor. I'm fairly familiar with gears. I guess that's how you have to ride them, with low gears and stuff like that, with the motor down below.
Yeah, take advantage of the ratio, yeah.
Yeah, more torque or something. And if I'm pulling a chariot kind of thing behind me, I was kind of hoping to do that.
How much weight are you going to have in your chariot?
It's probably about 100 pounds.
All right. And then are you riding like streets primarily, or are you going to be a little bit of
maybe mild trail, maybe.
Like, we want to make sure and fit you for the right bike. So, like, how tall are you, Kent?
I'm about 5'7", 5'8" on a stretcher day.
Okay.
I got wee 30-inch legs.
We do have, actually right now I think 44 bikes displayed in the showroom ready for test driving.
What?
And it sounds like you kind of know what you want. So we do have several choices in a mid-drive that would fit, your stature.
Okay.
Do you have long legs or...
I got 30-inch little wee legs. I tootle around like those little cartoons with the diddle-diddle-diddle.
Yeah, kind of like me. You got a short wheelbase.
Yeah. So you've got a few bikes to try then? Like, because everywhere I look here, most of this stuff is sold out.
I actually hooked up with Biktrix here about a month and a half ago, I guess, something like that.
Yeah.
I actually, what happened was I was going to do a promotion for our dealership here. So I started researching them. I came across Biktrix and noticed that the bikes were built in Saskatoon. So that got me really interested in that company. It appeared to me as though everything was of the highest quality. So, and of course in my business, we do a lot of marketing and try to figure out ways to bring people to our store that, maybe normally wouldn't come to our store. It actually turned into a business opportunity, I guess, if you will. And it's interesting to me, and I wanted a bike. So back to what you're calling about. Sorry, I'm telling you my story here.
That's no problem. But you say there's a few I should be looking at, maybe something even better than that 26-inch.
The best, if you could, I'm sure we probably have something here that would work for you, and you can take them out, test drive them.
Do I need to make an appointment, Trent?
Yeah, that is the best if you can, because of course we are selling cars too. And
Yeah.
But it's nice to know someone is coming so that I can kind of have the bikes set aside.
Well, as luck would have it, I've got some time in the morning tomorrow. If I could pop down at 11 o'clock and see you, that would be awesome.
Well, that works fine for me.
Well, I said I'd never do it, that I would own this girl to the day I die. But as James Bond said, never say never. I'm selling the XSR 900 and I'm going to buy myself an electric pedal bike. Get rid of this thing, I guess. Welcome to Six's Overdrive. So if you haven't been to this channel before, because I've never had an e-bike vehicle and you might be an e-bike watcher, welcome. Welcome to Six's Overdrive. I want to encourage you to share, like, comment, and subscribe to get more content like this. There'll be a lot more on electric bikes, and we have motorbikes, we have barbecues, Traeger grill, lots of fun stuff for boys and girls to watch and comment on. But that's the last I'll say about that. Let's go get this electric bike. Let's see what we can find. chase. Well, welcome back. I got it. This is the Biktrix Stunner X. Yeah, pretty cool. I got the 24-inch edition. Before we even get started, guys, I want to tell you right now that I am not sponsored by anybody, and that includes Scott Campbell Dodge. But I really, really wanted to give a shout out about how well I was treated. The appointment, the guy was there for me on time, ready to serve me, had bikes lined up for me to try. It was a good time, and I'm glad there's people like that, some retail sellers, because up until now, Biktrix has been an order-only company, so it's really cool having the ability to come in and test drive and everything. You used to be able to, but Saskatoon is 2.5 hours away. It's a bit of a trek just to try out a pedal bike. And just so you guys know, if you subscribe and comment and like and everything, if you keep following, ring that bell so you get notifications. Trent at Scott Campbell Dodge might be letting me take some of these for rides for demos in the future if everything goes really well. So, you know, if you want to see more content like that, more electric bike reviews, e-bikes, hit up that bell, guys. But let's get on to the rest of the video. The reason I started looking at Biktrix bikes, that's hard to say, I bet you can't do that 5 times fast, was mainly because of the owner, Roshan, seemed to be on all the forums and he seemed to be helping out. And it seemed like a pretty nice quality of bike. It had all the important components to make it a really good bike, and it was fairly affordable. The more time I spent looking for this bike, the more options weren't available. They were selling out so fast, so I was really surprised to see a local guy an hour and a half away being able to supply these bikes and having a good selection of them. Like, there was over 40 bikes in there, as you saw from the footage that I showed you before. The other thing that was really different for me from other riders is I pretty much had to have a mid-drive. I needed the torquey motor. I needed it hooked up to the hub here because I needed to attach a bike trailer onto the back, and the attachment I have to carry that on the bike hooks up through a quick release hub. This was one of the bikes with those options in it. For my own little mobility issues I'm having to deal with because I'm getting older, but I won't get into it. I kind of like this pass-through seating. Where you can pass the leg through when you get on the bike, kind of, instead of trying to throw it over the back. But a nice general low bike. When I looked at the 26-inch, it was pretty tall. Now, if you were to order this bike from Biktrix, because you're nowhere near Saskatoon or North Battleford for that matter, anywhere near Saskatchewan, Canada, it come in a box and it's pretty much all assembled. The front wheel is off, the handlebars are folded down, that kind of stuff. But you can find videos to put it together. Matter of fact, Biktrix makes their own videos so that you can assemble this no problem. Most guys say it's done in less than half an hour. Now for me, I'm a little bit lazy. I wanted to drive down and test ride these things, and one of the things I liked about Scott Campbell Dodge is that they assembled them all, so all I have to do is take it home. I had to come back and readjust things, tighten some things up a little bit when I got home, but you should always do that when you buy a new bike anyway. Make sure everything is the way you want it. You don't want to go riding down the street and have your handlebars in your lap or something like that. Be careful when you buy any new bike. But that did come with a small fee. They did charge me for setting it up, but I thought it was reasonable, so I went for it. So let's go through all the features on this bike piece by piece, and then we'll go out for a ride and do some tests on it for my first impressions. See how it goes. So stay tuned. We're gonna give you a full ride review here yet by the end of this video. This bike has a few rim and tire options with a fat tire that is a 26 by 4 inch, so you can pretty much go anywhere you want, really. It has a front fork to keep it easy on the wrists, 80 millimeters of travel. Now for the brakes, we have a 160 millimeter rotor on the front and a Tecto dual piston hydraulic as well. When you squeeze a lever, the electric assist stops immediately. As we go up to the handlebars, you can see we have a nice comfy ergonomic grip. Lots of space here for the mounting of cell phones and cameras. There's a thumb control on the left for pedal-free traveling, and besides that, we have the controller for the assist modes and the LCD screen. There's a backlit LCD screen that gives you the essentials such as how much battery is remaining, the power mode, odometer, and so on. Again, you can purchase some fancier full color screens with a few more options. Then there's the bell. Just so perfect for trail applications, not too obnoxious, just enough to let people know that you're coming by with your Stunner X to just blow them out of the water. Now this shifter here is an Levo derailleur, and then up above here you can see the indicators of where you are in the gear department, and of course we have the 9-speed derailleur right down here. Now when you shift gears, this motor here in the mid drive is going to let off a little bit, so you're not stripping all of these gears down here. Nice little feature they put in there. And of course with the mid-drive motor, you want to make sure that when you're initially powering up, you don't want to go into power 5 and gear 9. You kind of want to start with 1, 3, and 5 gears to stay in that little mode for power. And then as it goes up, as you get going faster, you can go into power mode or beast mode 5. But you don't want to do that too much before. I'll show you the power modes right here. Better leave that in neutral so it doesn't take off. The bars tend to reach for you a bit. It's kind of like sitting back in a comfy office chair. And of course, the seat is lower than the stem by quite a bit. So you have that real relaxed feeling, kind of a sit up and beg kind of thing, which is really nice for comfort, but probably isn't the best for going off-roading. You've got both a headlight and tail light. The tail light activates when you hit the brakes, making it brighter so people can see you on the road and trail. And whenever you hit those brakes, by the way, the motor again will cut out on this bike. So very neat. The headlight, just a quick note, is more about being seen than seeing a lot with it. It's not very bright. It's only 100 lumens. If you want, there's an Armageddon edition, I think it's called, and it's about 2,000 lumens. We've got metal fenders, front and rear on the bike. That's kind of a nice touch. I might be taking my fender off due to my child carrier, but it's hard to say. I might have to jerry-rig something because the wiring is all set up for the rear brake light in the fender. The battery that comes stock is a 48-volt, 14.5 amp hour battery. I opted for the 48-volt, 17.5 amp hour, and that'll give me up to 75 kilometers of range. Maybe a little more if I turn down the assist when going down the hill in the wind. The battery does have its own power indicator right here, and it also has a USB port to plug in your phone or cameras or whatever other devices you want to put in there. Hi, Ty. You like the new bike? Yeah? Are we gonna go fast? Oh. Now the crank for the bike is 170 millimeters, which honestly, it's a little bit low to the ground. You do hit the pedals, I've heard from several reviewers already. But what you might want to do is keep those pedals level like they are in this video, just to get that clearance when you're going around a corner, then you can go fast. I'd hate to see you guys go around a corner really quickly and then have that pedal jam into the ground and could make you fall. But that clearance shouldn't be too much of an issue. That's pretty much standard for a cruiser. The pedals, very nice also. They have a nice little divot in them, or like pokey parts in them to keep your feet on the pedal, and they're nice and big. Lots of foot support there. That kickstand has a better leg than my leg. That thing is huge, but it should be. The bike weighs over 60 pounds. The mid-drive motor is a Bafang BBS02, which is a 750 watt unit, and it's enclosed instead of wide open like so many other manufacturers. It has 5 levels of power, 1 being the least and 5 being the top speed. This is nice for aesthetics and also for keeping the motor and the controller out of the elements. That motor is activated with what they call a Cadence Sensor, which activates when the pedal turns. The other type of sensor is called a torque sensor, which means the harder you pedal, the more input the motor provides. These are usually more money and are sought after by people who want more of a workout. Me, I probably will just turn off the pedal assist if I want a bit of a workout for a day. This is more about pulling a trailer with my son and maybe enjoying a fast trip around town. I think I'm going to use this more of a commuter and save myself some good gas mileage. A nice rack is standard on the back of the bike. It looks sturdy and has a lot of nice frame mounting places for aftermarket bags. It has quick release hubs, and like I told you before, that helps for flats, but it also helps mounting Ty's stroller, which mounts similar to a Chariot child carrier. Take a look at this seat. I'm not used to this, but I could get used to it. This thing should provide a ton of comfort. We'll have to see if I can get used to its size. The seats I'm used to are as hard as a rock, and they disappear quickly when I sit on them. So now I've taken you through all the options on the bike. What do you say we get on it and I give you a first impressions? I have test rode the bike, but now that it's mine and it's here, we don't have a full battery. We got pretty close, only one bar gone. But let's take it out for a ride and check out its top speed, how it does hill climbing, dirt, road, all that kind of stuff. I'll give you my first impressions of this bike. Remember to share, like, comment, and subscribe, guys, so I can give you more content like this. Also, tell me if there's something that I missed. If there's something you have a question about, put it in the comments below. I get back to everybody. All right, if this is your first time with an e-bike and you're watching this because you just started looking into it, let me tell you a couple facts about e-bikes. Number one, they have pedals. You don't need the power assist in them. Right now, I'm biking down the road. I'm not even using the pedal assist. And very easily I'm going 15 kilometers per hour. And that's on a slight uphill grade. They're very big. They're very intimidating when you first get there. You'll notice that they're just absolutely huge. A lot bigger than what you probably thought they would be. So consider that when you're looking for racks for your e-bike. Make sure your rack is compatible with the weight these things deal out. Wow, this bike is very comfortable. Like I said about that seat, it's like a comfy chair for sure. It is pretty crazy just how comfortable it is. Let's turn on the assist here on this bike and actually see what that's like. Woo! Kick in the pants. And it seems like when I'm in 5th gear and pedal level 1, it gives me a nice pedal assist, gets me going around 17 kilometers per hour. For you guys in the States, that is, I have no idea what that is. Let's turn it up a notch. Level 2. Okay, now I'm pedaling too fast. This thing is up at 22 kilometers an hour. I can really feel the cutout. Whoa. Now we're going 24 and I'm not putting in any effort whatsoever. This is a pretty decent speed for any pedal bike right now. Let's see how it handles these bumps a bit here. The shock is definitely not an off-road design shock. It's more for comfort for you driving down the road. That bump was pretty harsh. Oh, right up the hill. Woo! Matter of fact, sometimes it gets going too much. And I'm only in pedal level 2. So this is, it just picks up and goes. There, I touched my shoe down on that one corner. So that can happen. Okay guys, what do you say? You want to do a top end speed test here? I'm gonna start out unassisted. I'm in a high gear and I don't want to wreck the bike at all. The gearing system or snap a chain or something. Pedal assist 1, pedal assist 2. Now we're gonna click up the gears. Pedal assist 3. Okay, we're at 35 kilometers an hour already. One thing I've learned on these bikes when I was test riding them is you do not, we're in top gear. Only pedal assist 4, that's 39 kilometers an hour. Whew. I'm not even trying here, guys. Now, I've put it back into 0 because my gears are too high. I forgot to shift down. So I'm gonna have to stand up and give her a bit here to get it going. This is all manual control, so you can still get a workout. Holy smokes, this thing is a monster. The other thing, if you wanted just a quick shot of adrenaline, you can just turn the crank once and it just boosts you right up. Remember, there's also a thumb throttle as well. I'm gonna take this bike and I'm gonna hit the thumb control on it. Whew, yeah, she picks up fast. 30 kilometers an hour, we'll slow down for the corner because I'm one hand. This is a real big hill. We come here tobogganing in the winter. I can do this on my mountain bike, but I'm in first gear by the time I get on the spider gear, and you're burning your legs to get up it. Let's see what we do. We're just in third gear here. I'm gonna put it in pedal assist 1 and see how quick I get up the hill. And I'm gonna do it with one hand. The motor is conking out. I'm putting some more oomph. I grabbed the handlebar, but I'm in third gear. If I would have put that into low gear, not a problem at all. Hydraulic brakes, working pretty good. I never did tell you guys what the top speed was. It's 50 kilometers an hour. I've got it limited to. So one of the things I was a little bit worried about with this bike was how easy it would be to ride without the battery. And the answer is pretty easy. I'm in third gear. We're doing about 12 kilometers an hour, and it's just a nice workout. And even with these tires are not off-road tires at all, as you saw when I was showing you the features of the bike. But they're handling everything just fine on this gravel and a little bit of dirt, a little bit of mud. It's working good, and it's easy pedaling actually. The other thing I was a little bit worried about was I went with the brakes that came with the bike, and there's a 4-piston upgraded hydraulic brake package. This is a dual piston hydraulic package. So I was a little bit worried about the brakes because I bought the cheap brake package. Let's go up one level so I don't have to breathe heavy. Oh my goodness. Pulls like a mule, guys. Like, it just kicks you in the pants. So I was worried about the brakes, but they really hauled me down from that 50 kilometer an hour to a stop really fast. And going down the hill, no problems at all. I'm a little bit wondering what it's going to be like for my son behind me in the Chariot, because he's 110 pounds, so that could be a tricky one. Okay, the other thing about this bike is it's 60 pounds. It's pretty big and intimidating. A lot smaller given than a lot of the other e-bikes out there. But here we are in the back things. This bike was super steady at 50 kilometers an hour. It felt pretty decent. And yet you'd think that a bike that's stable at that speed would be hard to turn, but it's not. It actually is very nimble. It turns quick. Like, it's twitchy compared to my mountain bike for sure. Just so you know, my other mountain bike is a giant Roam 2. The other thing I should warn you about with this bike is that when you're turning a corner, you know how you stop pedaling for a bit? Well, it turns the assist off. And then when you go to start up again and you're halfway through the corner and you go to pedal, the boost kicks in and makes the front end very light. It's kind of offsetting. It takes you by surprise, and if there's a parked car on the road when you're doing a U-turn or something, you could run into it. Now, I have a trick that I've already developed, and all I have to do is just drag the brakes, not so that they're stopping, but just so that they kick out the motor. And when they do that, then you find yourself not having the power kick in. You're just going by your natural pedal power. And then once you get straightened out, let go of the brake, it's just like working it like a clutch. The last thing I wanted to show you guys, and I'm going to show you with the Insta361R, hopefully it works because it's been doing weird things. If you put this bike in pedal assist 0 and then hold it down for about 3 to 5 seconds, you got the walk mode. You see that, how it took off on me? The bike is walking itself. Make sure you leave some comments down below about a bike that I should ride in the upcoming future. Something that you want to see. Maybe you want to see a specific bike. Let me know down in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. So anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. This is Six's Overdrive. Remember to share, like, comment, and subscribe, because I'm out of here. Bye-bye.